Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. We are the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
He's alive!
Kind of. I'm still recovering. I still feel kind of...
Yeah, the flu, case in point.
Case in point.
The flu is no joke, so... We are back, however, for this video and a couple of other ones whatever I can try to squeeze out of Dustin today.
On this 1st of January 2018.
Coming back strong and semi-healthy. We are going to count down in this video our most anticipated movies of 2018. And we were looking over the schedule. We're getting a lot of comic book movies this year.
Yeah, more than I thought. I mean, we're getting 3 flat-out Marvel movies. I thought we would only get 2 a year, but no, we're getting 3.
Yeah, and if the schedule stays on, schedule, then I guess we are getting 3 Marvel movies. But we're going to kick off this list with some of the honorable mentions. So ones we're curious about, semi-excited, not sure if we're going to go opening night, but we wanted to mention anyways. So we're going to kick off this list with 1517 to Paris. It is directed by Clint Eastwood. It's inspired by true life events, which those kind of movies always kind of gets me a little bit. Like, I don't really want to... see people relive. Basically, there's a train. They're in Paris, and a shooter is on the train.
Oh, okay.
So it just looks traumatizing, and there are heroes, real life heroes that are involved that I guess take down. And they're Americans too.
And Clint Eastwood does that pretty well too.
Yeah,
he does those intense scenes.
Which is why I made it in our list of honorable mentions. Moving on with the rest of our list, we have Annihilation, Game Night, Death Wish, A Quiet Place, Crazy Rich Asians, and Mary Poppins. Are there anything on our honorable mention list that stands out to you?
I think probably Mary Poppins. Out of all of them, that's the one that I'm probably the most curious about because it's gonna be a darker take, if I'm not mistaken, on Mary Poppins.
Which is weird. I know we've seen fan-made videos of making Mary Poppins slightly like a horror film. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I am excited that it's going to have a more dark aspect of it, but I am excited to see Mary Poppins return. We have Emily Blunt in the lead. We have Lin-Manuel Miranda also in it, and I think Dick Van Dyke is set to have a small cameo. I feel like he's just going to be the banker or something like that, which would be great. For me, there's a couple that I'm very curious about, slightly excited. One of them is Crazy Rich Asians, and this is Asian pride all over for me. Again, it is a full Asian cast. It is, the leading lady is Constance Wu, so if you watch Fresh Off the Boat, that is the leading lady. She is hilarious, and she really won me over because I remember the first time I saw her, she was cast as the lead, as Jessica in Fresh Off the Boat, and I saw the quick trailer. I was like, I don't know, but... I think the show is on season 3 now, and I'm really, really into it, and the show definitely wouldn't be the same without her, so I'm really excited for Crazy Rich Asians. I am also excited about Game Night. I know it's kind of really very different than some of the other movies that I'm usually into. It's a comedy. It's like a dark comedy, so it's a game night, and the host of the game night, they're kind of talking about how they want to do a murder mystery, and everything's make-believe, and you got to find clues. But what the participants and their friends don't know, which was what makes a comedy, is that when these people come in and they beat him up and they drag him off, they're like, oh my gosh, that looks so lifelike. These are great trained actors.
So it's real, but they think it's all a game.
And it's just, and then, it's just kind of mayhem ensues, and the cast is great, and I think it's going to be really funny. I don't know. It's very different. Looking forward to it. All right, let's move on to our list of most anticipated movies of 2018. We kind of broke these down by months to make it a little bit easier to group together. Yeah. So coming out in January is Paddington 2. Paddington, the little teddy bear that could.
I have to admit, the first one I was like, really? It's going to be about a bear? And I thought it was going to be cheesy and dumb. I watched it and I was like, this is very heartwarming.
Yeah, we actually didn't see it in theater. We got it on a Redbox because I was like, I don't know, this movie totally ninja'd me.
Yeah,
and it stole my heart, and then I wanted to buy everything Paddington because it was so freaking cute. So it makes sense that they were coming out with a second one. It totally makes sense. And this time, we're going to go see it in theaters. Coming out in February, we have Winchester, the house that ghosts build, and of course, Black Panther.
Which is going to be the big one of the month. Super excited to see Black Panther.
I kind of want to watch the trailer again.
I know. Oh, it was such a good trailer. I mean, it's really exciting to get in and see all the cool stuff that they're going to do.
Yeah, I can't wait. Black Panther was my favorite in Civil War. I almost said Avengers 2.5, which is kind of what it was. But I was totally blown away by how amazing he was, given that he wasn't even given like a standalone or a backstory. He was just kind of like thrown into the mix of this huge ensemble movie and made it work and stood out. And this movie is going to kick so much ass. I cannot wait.
I'm excited because we're getting 3 Marvel movies this year. So
and that's one. And to kick off in February too, it's like we don't have to wait too long because it's already January 1st.
Very true.
The other movie, the Winchester, the house that ghosts build. So everybody knows a little bit about the Winchester house. Staircases leading to nowhere, doors that lead to a brick wall. Sounds creepy.
Doors that open up outside. That's a 2-story drop.
Yeah, I can't even. So it just, they're making this into a horror element, which totally makes sense for me. And being someone who is really into horror, not as much as Perry, but I am into horror. I am really looking forward to this, and we will have a trailer reaction up for that trailer in a little bit. Moving on to March, we have A Wrinkle in Time, Tomb Raider, Pacific Rim Uprising, and Ready Player One. Dustin.
Oh, Ready Player One!
I was just about to ask.
Super excited for Ready Player One.
Which one you were excited about?
That's a packed month.
Yeah.
A Wrinkle in Time looks really good. Pacific Rim looks really good. Tomb Raider. I'm
cautiously excited for.
That's actually a really good way of saying it.
Yeah,
cautiously excited for.
She looks great. She's so fit, but I know people are like, oh, she doesn't look like the original video game Lara Croft. It's like, of course you can't. There's only one Angelina Jolie, guys. Not everybody can look like her, but she looks a lot like the new iteration of the latest game.
Yeah.
And I think that it seems like that's what it's following a little bit more. So I'm excited to see this new Tomb Raider on screen. But I am also really, really excited for Ready Player One. We both read the book. We're huge fans of the book. The 2 trailers that we've seen have been really, really promising. So looking forward to that. And also Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah.
I remember that was also a movie I didn't see in theaters. You saw it in theaters, I think, with your family.
Yes, I did. And it was really cool just to see all the special... I mean, you went to go see that movie for giant robots fighting giant monsters.
Yeah.
And it delivered. So I'm excited to see the next one. And it's going to be one of those movies that you probably have to go see in IMAX or in...
Prime?
Prime.
I like the new TV spot they had just dropped. It said, New Year, New Jaegers. So there's going to be new Jaegers. John Boyega is a part of the franchise. Was he in the first one?
No.
He was not. Well, there you go. Moving on to April, we have the new Mutants coming out, and we saw the trailer, and they are definitely going for more of a darker horror aspect of this.
So I'm a little curious on just how they're going to handle it, how they're going to manage these kind of characters, and it looks like they're in an insane asylum.
Yeah, so. At least to start. I think I remember seeing one of the viewers commenting saying that's just like the beginning of the movie, and if so, I don't know. I'm curious about it. I think it's an interesting direction for sure, but I am very curious to see more of it.
Yeah, and also, if I'm not mistaken, if one of the characters is supposed to be Colossus's sister, I can't remember her name. But her, if I'm not mistaken, her ability is to be able to communicate and to control demons. Oh. So it's gonna be if that's the case, it's gonna be very dark, very violent.
Is that Anya Taylor-Joy's character?
It might be. I'd have to go in and check in on it. I haven't really dug into it as much. I think her name's like Maggot or something.
Magic?
No, Maggot.
Maggot? Are you sure it's not Magic?
That's her mutant. I might be completely wrong.
Okay, hang on. All right, so I've got the cast list here. Anya Taylor-Joy as Magic. We have Charlie Heaton as Cannonball. We have Maisie Williams as Wolfsbane. We've got Henry Zaga as Sunspot and Blue Hunt as Mirage. Oh. So none of those sounds like Maggot, whatever you're saying, but I feel like it's magic. I feel like it's magic. But anyways, if you guys know, comment below and let us know. Coming out in May, which is also Dustin's birthday month, we have Infinity Wars! Thanos! So super excited.
It's been building up to this since since the Avengers.
Yeah. The trailer that we got was pretty freaking epic, and they even gave us like a teaser trailer before the trailer dropped, which you and I were a part of, like that chain fan reaction thing, which I don't think any other properties have done anything like that before. So I think
they kind of had something like that for Star Wars.
For
right?
Light and Magic, when I think Rogue One was coming out, they did like a reaction for the cast. But this is like they're doing like a trailer for the trailer, which, you know how I always complain about those mini trailers in front of, they just like kind of was like, well, we're gonna steroid that up and we're gonna give you a full trailer for a trailer, which I find hilarious. But I'm so looking forward to Infinity Wars. Everybody's speculating who lives, who dies. I think it's Iron Man. Who do you think?
I have no idea. I mean, because there's so many different people that they can kill off. It all depends on who they're going to have, whose contracts are going to end, I think, and in what direction they want to take the next generation. So, I mean, if they killed Iron Man, I guess, they can kill Iron Man. They can kill Rhodey. It would be kind of sad because Rhodey just seems to be the one that gets the crap beat out of him the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, he's already gotten shot out of the sky. Don't kill a guy.
So I have no idea. I'm just gonna be amazed and excited when we go see it.
We're hitting the halfway mark. We're hitting the month of June, and what we're getting is Deadpool 2 and
Deadpool pew 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 pew
and Incredibles 2.
Oh. Those two, I mean, I love the fact that they're at the completely different end of the spectrum from
I know.
A rated R comic book movie and then a trailer that a movie that we've been waiting 15 years?
It's
10
been
years?
So at least a decade. I mean, I don't know what took so long. I am so excited. I love the little tease announcement that they gave. I really hope we see Frozone again in the sequel because of his iconic line, "Honey, where's my super suit? Where is my super suit?"
An iconic point in that movie. I loved it.
With the monster outside running amok on the street. He's like, "I gotta go save the world." And his wife is like,
I'm the greatest. I am your wife. I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
So good. And the fact that you never see her makes it even better. We have a super packed month for July. We have Ant-Man and the Wasp, The Nun, Alita Battle Angel, and Mission Impossible 6.
Oh, really? That's when Mission Impossible comes out?
What is Tom Cruise gonna do this time? He's climbed the building in Dubai, or was it Abu Dhabi? He's hung out outside of an airplane as it takes off.
There's got to be something else that's going to be just like...
What else is he going to put himself through? I don't know, but I am excited. I'm just a sucker for the Mission Impossible franchise. I've liked most of them, especially the last one. It's probably
one was really
my favorite.
Cool.
So good. I'm also looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp, mainly because I'm really excited to see Evangeline Lilly finally take up the mantle as the Wasp. Well, not really take up the mantle, but putting on the Wasp costume.
Yeah, and actually see, because I liked the first one. I really thought it was a lot of fun, and it was a good change of pace for the Marvel movies to really make it more of a heist film, and you got a lot of good comedy in there, and it really took everything downsized.
No pun intended.
Well, and that was the whole point, too, because since it was Ant-Man, everything kind of had to get small and compact, and it was the first one that there wasn't like epic destruction of something kind of a thing.
Definitely better than the movie downsizing. We also have Alita Battle Angel. I just watched the 2-part anime. I haven't really dug into the manga just yet, but having seen the anime and then kind of watching that trailer all over again, it makes so much more sense. I am so much more excited for Alita Battle Angel. I think this is going to be a really, really good manga to screen adaptation. I really, really think so.
I haven't seen it yet, the manga or the anime. So I'm kind of torn between whether or not to watch it or not, because I'm pretty sure it gives away a lot of spoilers. It kind of gives the whole story. So I'm on the fence. I'm probably going to give it a little bit more time before I make a decision on whether or not to watch it.
So The Nun is on my most anticipated list. It's not quite on Dustin's. He's not a horror fan, and that's all right. But The Nun it's like a spin-off from The Conjuring. We saw The Nun in The Conjuring 2, uber creepy. And while I would have preferred a spin-off for like The Crooked Man, which I find way more interesting, I can kind of see why they wanted to go after The Nun. And they teased it even in, like, The Nun was in a photo of, I can't remember that movie right now, but you kind of see like an iteration of the nun in Was it The Conjuring 2 or was it something else? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Annabelle. That's what it was. They kind of gave the nun a little bit of a cameo in that. So I thought that was interesting, which means they're really, really invested in this property. And I'm always down for a good scare. It's got James Wan involved, I believe. Okay, so I was not 100% correct. James Wan, according to IMDb, he has a writing credit, but it is directed by Corin Hardy. Either way, I am super excited. I feel like James Wan would care enough about something that's a part of, the franchise that he started, that he would want to have at least a hand in guiding this along. For August, we have The Predator coming out.
Could be good, could be bad,
Yeah, look, I wanted to have a movie for at least every month. So in August, there were only 2 movies that like really piqued my interest. One was The Predator, the other is Scarface, which is a remake, and I like the original so much, I don't feel like it should be remade. Sorry for anyone that's interested in it. So
even though Scarface, the one that you saw, is also...
It's also a remake. I know, it's a remake, blah, blah, blah. People on the internet are like, it's just a remake of a remake. So is Predator, if you think about it, right? Like, Predator is also a remake, unless it's a continuation of what Arnold...
Well, there's the one that Arnold did, and then the one that happened...
with Adrian Brody?
No. There's another one where Predators. I don't know if it's Predators or just Predator 2, and it takes place in the city with Danny Glover. And,
that's right.
It's one of those movies you're just like, okay, but I mean, if they can make it to where it captures what it did in the original with Arnold, then I'm go for it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, so far they haven't really been able to do that.
I mean, as long as it's not another like Predator versus Alien, then I'm good. For September, which is my birthday month, I don't get a cool Marvel movie, but I get Robin Hood.
Yay!
Robin, what? Why the hesitation?
Well, I mean, there's been a couple of Robin Hoods that have bombed. It's kind of like along the same line of like King Arthur.
Which we never saw.
I
think it's okay that we didn't see it, though. But this Robin Hood stars Taron Egerton.
Oh.
And as Robin Hood, we have Jamie Dornan as Will Scarlet. We have my most excited casting choice, Ben Mendelsohn as Sheriff of Nottingham. That right there sells the movie for me. He is like your go-to actor for like a sophisticated villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love him so much. Just almost anything he does. Even in The Darkest Hour, where he really wasn't like a villain.
Yeah.
I still loved him just as much.
He had a really good presence.
Yeah, it's just, that's exactly what he brings to movies is his presence. And you put him in anything, it's like he's in Ready Player One, he was in The Darkest Hour, he was in Rogue One, Bloodline, which really, really made the show for me, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have continued watching the show.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I haven't watched season 2. For October, we have Venom and we have Mowgli, which is the Andy Serkis version of The Jungle Book. Which one out of these two are you more excited for?
Probably, I'm curious about Venom.
Yeah, with Tom Hardy?
Yeah, and to figure out, where exactly they're going to be taking the Spider-Verse that Sony now has, and which direction they're going to go. Because they're kind of just like, they haven't built up Venom at all. So, absolutely nothing about him in this universe, and they're just gonna like all right, Venom movie, and you're like, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm like cracking myself up like an idiot, because all I keep thinking is like recently Tom Hardy in movies they put like
Venom.
I just hope they don't do that, because in Dunkirk he had a mask over his movie. A mask over his face for most of the movie, and then we all saw how Bane turned out. Yeah. So I just, please let him have the whole face, unless he's like in the mask, or they put him in the mask the whole time.
Oh yeah.
God, no. But anyways, I am excited for Venom. I'm also very curious about Mowgli, because
see if it's really gonna follow the story, the original story of Jungle Book,
or if it's gonna be like the more like Disney Jon Favreau type.
Yeah.
Type of Jungle Book. It's very interesting to have 2 iterations of Jungle Book, but it's also like you can kind of think about like but also, Alice in Wonderland, like people have different versions of it.
Yeah, and also by the time it comes out, the original, the one that had just come out with Disney is going to be, a couple years older. Yeah. So it's going to be out of sight, out of mind a little bit more. But, I'm curious on how he's going to take it.
Yeah, same. We're coming down to the wire here for November. We have Dark Phoenix, Mulan, and Wreck-It Ralph 2. It's a good month.
And I'm curious on how they're going to be doing the Dark Phoenix. So far they've kind of messed it up with the old X-Men. But the whole point of the Phoenix Saga is to bring in the Shi'ar, which are a whole alien race, but they're not going to bring them in because they didn't even mention them in the what is it called, Apocalypse movie, or even if they're going to spring off of that, or they're going to go in a different direction.
I feel like they're going to go in a different direction. What I am excited about is cautiously excited, I guess I'll say, to see what they'll do. But I am excited for Sophie Turner to return in this role because
yes, she did a good job.
Yeah, and when I first heard about her being Phoenix, I was like, oh, the hell, her. Why? And I didn't like her in the trailer, and then I saw the movie, and I really
I liked everyone in the new cast.
Yes. So maybe we'll see Ty Sheridan return as Scott.
Yeah.
And
now that he has a bigger name because he's going to be in Ready Player One.
Yeah, he's been I wouldn't even want to say up and comer. I feel like he's been steadily making great career choices.
Mm-hmm. But then of course there's also Wreck-It Ralph 2, which I'm super excited about because the first one was amazing. And I love the way that the Disney animated studios have been doing this. They've taken their properties, and then they're just, they're doing a really good job on telling a great story.
I like the title of this movie too, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I think it's kind of him like, okay, so based on IMDb, it's 6 years after the event of Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph and Vanellope, now they're friends, discover a Wi-Fi router in their arcade, leading them to new adventures. And I think they go into phones and then they go on different apps. Because the teases that we've gotten, it's like Wreck-It Ralph, and it's a little like an app icon that you would see on an iPhone. So hopefully. I can imagine them going on Instagram and Snapchat with different face filters. I know the Disney princesses have a huge one scene in this one. I think that's at least what I heard coming out of D23. That's what people were talking about.
This would be what if the Emoji Movie was done right.
Oh, sick burn!
Kind of a thing. So, it looks like they're going to be able to take more properties and be able to just have a bigger playground.
Yeah.
Now that you're hopping on the internet.
And you guys, I am so excited for Mulan, directed by Nikki Caro, and it stars, I'm going to say her name wrong, but Yifei Liu, I think is how you say her name. She is a very well-known Chinese actress, and I love that Disney... I don't know what other ways you would have cast, but to cast Chinese actors, seeing that this is a Chinese story. So I know people were speculating they're going to have XYZ races in this, and I was like, well, now if you look at the history and the actual story of Mulan, so what I wonder if this is going to be more of a war movie than a Disney sing-songing type of movie.
I hope so. I hope they really go for the war movie kind of angle on this.
Yeah, I want to see some sick kung fu Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
So sick. I do wonder if they're going to put in songs like Reflection and I'll Make a Man Out of You and things like that. Those are very iconic songs, but if they're going for a more war tone, doesn't that break away from what the direction they're going? You know what I mean? It's kind of sudden and
we haven't
jarring.
even seen any kind of trailer or teaser trailer or any kind of material for this at all.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not even any pictures.
No, not yet.
For this, so we don't even really know.
I'm just so excited for live action Mulan. Please be good. This is it. We've reached the end of the list for the month of December. We have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and we have Aquaman.
Aquaman, super excited for. I mean, of course, I'm just incredibly big on Enter the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, we have a trailer reaction up. If you want to go ahead and check that out, I'll go ahead and link that down in the comments in the description box below.
And they've teased that over a year early.
I know, which means I feel like they're starting to now build anticipation for the fans, and so everybody can get ready to see Miles Morales in action. I think years people have been asking Miles Morales, put him in the movies,
Huge
put him
demand.
in whatever. Yeah, and would you have liked to see the introduction of Miles Morales in a live action movie, or do you think the animated version is the way to go first?
The animated movie might be a good way to kind of introduce him, to see how people react to a different Spider-Verse, because then you'll have Venom, and then if the Spider-Verse does well, what you could do is then introduce the live action versions into another Spider-Man movie, to where Miles Morales will come into his universe, or then you can introduce a Spider-Gwen and just see how it plays off.
Yeah, I am super excited for it. The trailer looked great. I am ready for a couple more TV spots before the movie, which I think we'll have plenty of time to see plenty of from Sony because we have a whole year leading up to it. And of course, Aquaman. So excited for Aquaman. I really like what they did with him in Justice League. I am excited to see more of Mera because I know in the cartoon or in the animated series like she makes bubbles, and I kind of like when I saw her on screen during Justice League, I was like, what is she gonna do? And she was facing off of not Darkseid. She's facing off
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf, thank you. And I was like, what is she gonna do? Make bubbles? And then she does this like collab, but these are like kick-ass bubbles. So the only thing I know that they won't be doing is, you know how she had to make that air bubble for them to go into, and then they had to talk
so
that
they
way.
could talk.
Yeah, and James Wan tweeted out, was like, oh, no air bubble dialogue in my underwater world or something like that. I was like, all right. I mean, if you're Atlantean, I don't think you need an air bubble to speak.
Yeah, but there was only going to be that one dialogue, and I don't know what James Wong how he's going to do it. I'm really curious about how they're going to be able to pull it off.
I have so much faith in James Wan. Everything I've seen from him so far, I've really, really liked. I think he really he has a clear direction of where he wants to go, and I think that's really important in a director, because when you're iffy about something, you're not sure about, like, he makes really strong choices, and I think when you do that, you have a concise direction of where the movie's going to go, and it's clear to the viewers of where it's going to be, and he's confident, and he's like squashing rumors left and right, like, this isn't going to happen, that isn't going to happen, and I trust him.
And I love the fact that they were just pretty much who plays Aquaman?
Jason Momoa.
Momoa.
Yeah.
That they were like, hey, Jason, we're just going to have you in here. Just be Aquaman.
Just be you.
Bring some of your clothes from home, and we'll make it work. At least that's what they did for Justice League.
We'll make it work, or if it doesn't, we'll just not have you wear a shirt.
Yeah, you know.
But I guess, like, Aquaman, he's going to have that armor on now.
Yeah, true.
Use more of that, because that's, it looked so good when they introduced it in Justice League. How do you not keep him in that armor?
Yeah,
you know
true.
what I mean? I am so excited. Well, you guys, this wraps up our list of most anticipated movies of 2018.
But actually, there's one thing that I'm pretty sure people want us to mention.
Oh, go ahead.
Solo. Now, why did Solo not quite make our list? Is because we're really nervous about it. There's been a lot of bad rumors about it. There's been a lot of bad talk about it.
Says the girl who's wearing a Star Wars sweater.
So the reason why it's not on our most anticipated list is because we're scared. We're really nervous about how it's going to turn out. So we're really putting this on our tentative. We're scared. Hopefully it's good.
Look, I love Star Wars so much. My dog is snoring and it's very distracting. I love Star Wars so much, and I don't know if I am scared or nervous about them getting it right. Maybe there is a little bit of that, but I think more so for me, I am just not really excited for a Solo movie at all.
Yeah.
I think he's so iconic, but I like what we've seen him in from the original trilogies and a little bit of what we've seen in episode 7. And I just don't feel the need of a backstory on Han Solo the Smuggler. I really don't. I think we've got his story. I think everybody has a very clear idea on who Han Solo is and what he does. Yeah. I certainly don't want him to see him make the Parsec run.
Yeah.
The Kessel run. I really don't need to see it. I think it's a legend. Kind of like with Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, how Keira Knightley, Elizabeth, she was like, well, aren't you the one, the pirate that did this, this, is this? And it's all legends. And I feel like if you give us a look into that, I think it lifts the veil too much on that mystical, on that belief that we have of Han Solo and how badass he is. Like, I don't think we need to see that. And I don't like the title. I don't. We talked about it on Movie Talk.
Yeah.
And I was actually hosting that episode.
And I didn't like it either.
Solo, a Star Wars movie. Like, why can't you call it... Somebody please send us a Photoshop of Solo, a Star Wars movie, the logo. Take a red Solo cup and draw little blood stripes on the sides. Send us that. I'll give you guys our email so you can send it to us, and we'll post it on our Instagram. Because that's all I can think of when you just put up Solo. Like, especially for non-Star Wars fans, and they see Solo, they're like, huh? You know what I mean? But, like, why couldn't it just be Han Solo? Or something. I don't know. I mean, this could all change for when the movie comes out.
When we see the first trailer.
Yeah, and my mind can totally change. I'm not saying it's going to suck. I'm just saying right now I'm not that excited for it.
So that's why it didn't make our list, and that's why we're holding off on our anticipations on this.
And that is essentially why. But you guys, enough about us talking about our 2018 most anticipated list. What about your list? Go ahead and comment below everything you are looking forward to seeing in the year of 2018. Again, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys have been so amazing. We look forward to bringing you a whole nother year of lots of content, lots of foods, lots of new video series. Thanks so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, check out our Patreon, and we'll see you in the next video.